This will be the flight in the Finger Lakes 300. I've had to repair the bike a little bit from the 200, where I actually broke a derailleur hanger when the mud got up underneath the fenders on that road. So I've done that and cleaned it up a little bit and tested everything out. Looks good. Gonna navigate to Cass Park here, and we're looking, depending on who you consult for weather services, it's either going to be just overcast or it's going to be a rainy day. So right now it's just overcast, but we'll see. And this is a pre-ride. There's not many people signed up for this yet. Nathan and I are going to pre-ride it. See you later. Have a good ride tomorrow. Oh, he's got a commitment and he can't make it. Ah, so now I'm by myself doing the pre-ride. Let's play a game. So, I've never ridden this route on a bicycle. I have in the past driven it with Jim as we were checking it, but I've never ridden it. Last night I stayed up a little too late and was actually studying the route like you're supposed to do. And so I've got a bit of a mental picture of the ride, and I've got my cue sheet here. I do have my GPS, but here's the game. Let's see how many times I have to look at the GPS, and let's try to avoid it. So I've got a few miles before I turn on Hinman Road. It's a blue sign, County Route 14. County Route 14. I think I know where it is. We're going up 13. We've done the first, I'll say, significant climb, 600-700 feet. And anyway, that's what I'm going to try to do today. Make some fun out of it by trying to do it old school. Right, here's a caveat. I'll use the GPS as a odometer. So I'm looking at the screen with the elevation profile. It's got the miles I've traveled. I'll try not to look at the map. I mean, back in the day, I had a Veta cyclo-computer that worked off a little magnet on the wheel, and that's about all you had was speed, time, and distance. So we'll use this like that, see if I can manage to do it. So the next climb, it's called Terry Hill. Looks like kind of a bear. And then we go up Harris Hill. Well, it's 10 miles of descending down into Elmira. And then you're along the Chemung River there, and then you climb Harris Hill to the south. We're going to go up to the Soaring Museum, and that's the second control. So the fun part about this game is that I really want to look at the map. Like, I know I'm not at that turn yet, and I know it's got to be past this next intersection, but I just want to reassure myself. I'm so used to looking at the map, and I'm resisting. I'm not doing it. I'm like, I'm gonna just keep going. If I have to turn around and find my road, I do. But I'm just waiting to see that sign. I know it's up ahead, but it is a funny feeling that you feel the need to reassure yourself and make sure you don't miss a turn and waste time. But we're playing it old school today. All right, there's my sign. And I believe in the cue sheet. I believe. This starts the road where we start climbing up over Terry Hill. So this is, hey, my phone just beeped. I don't like that. I have to turn my phone off. I think this is the red barn on the Q sheet. So I gotta make the right up here. Before I do, I'm gonna turn that phone off. Because that's cheating. Alright. Mute yourself. There. Now I won't get any cues. Phone's still on, but here's the start of Terry Hill. Alright. This is the top of that climb. Not too bad. A little dirt, a little bit of rubbing on my fenders. Antennas usually mean something about your position on the hill. Feeling like a downhill now. The cell tower on the top of Terry Hill. I meant to buy a light, another light. I don't usually have like a helmet light. Just thinking, if I want to play this game, I'm gonna need something to look at these cue sheets in the dark. On this bike I don't have a light on my handlebars, so maybe, I think I'm going, when I go through Corning, yeah, Corning, I think there's a bike shop in Corning. Let's see if they have like a little head mounted, helmet mounted light or something like that I can buy. This goes down in Elmira, I think. Horseheads anyway. Funny name for a town. It's got a neat history. Alright, made my first wrong turn. And I figured it out. The sign on the old Ithaca Road isn't really a sign. It just at the T you have to turn right. But I'm back on the road now. Old Ithaca Road down in Horseheads. Quick stop to switch over the cue sheet so that I can see what the heck I'm doing. Reorient myself. Some guy stopped. It's on a bike tour to Montreal. I was wondering if I'm okay because I stopped to change out the sheets. How cool. Wish I was going to Montreal. That sounds fun. There you go. General Sullivan killed a bunch of horses here. Well, destroying the native population. It's a good history for your town name. And going up here to Parkwood, making a right, we're going to start the climb up on Harris Hill. Alright, this is Halderman Hollow, and if I remember right, this is the steepest part of our climb up Harris Hill. A little ups and downs so far, but I think we're going to start getting serious, and I'm just going to take it slow and save it for later. Oh, glad I stopped and got that sandwich. It was good. It's a nice steep climb. Alright, this is, I think it's Harris Hill Road. You have signs for cars coming the opposite direction that show that's the way to the Soaring Museum and airport area. But there is no sign here for Harris Hill Road. I think it's Harris Hill Road. I'm not even going to look at the map because I feel like I know it enough. But that's a reason to do a pre-ride. Let's see. There's a sign for North Crest, a stop sign. And the queue doesn't say anything about a stop sign. It says CR 33 and 55. There's no signs for that either. So there's a pond. That's a spotting queue. And there are soaring attraction signs, but they're facing the wrong direction to be useful to anybody since we're coming from that way. But you sure don't want to go a mile and a half down hill to learn you should have made this left. Big old glider wing. And that's the Chemung Valley. And this is why it's a good place to soar, I guess. You fall off this hill and get a nice updraft. It's pretty enough, that's for sure. Up here's the control. This is the control. Well, for all that work getting up there, I was sure a quick descent. Down in big flats. Now we're going to follow, if we cross over and start following the Cohocton River, I think. Or just the Chemung for a little while, then we'll pop over to the Cohocton, which dumps into the Chemung. Chemung River here. Harris Hill, right up above the river. If you can see the wing. Cruising along the Chemung River. Ride this for quite a while. Right, here's where we are. We're at this Briscoe Bridge. Route 414, the Briscoe Bridge, bike route 17. The sign's pretty faded for 17. There's nothing that says Briscoe Bridge. I think it says it's Center Street. And certainly there's a sign for the Soaring Museum of Glass. There's the bridge that we need to go on. I'm going to go down and look at the bike shop first, but I'm not sure this is queued up right. Actually, Centerway Bridge is the road that we want to actually take. I'm going to go down here and look at the bike shop. It's closed on a Saturday. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, rest. Oh. Yep, so this is the Chemung River in Cortland. We're going over to the Museum of Glass. Alright, we go down Museum Way. That's the Museum of Glass. That museum blows, by the way. It's around noon. It's a good time for lunch. Grab some food at this Burger King in Cortland. Well, we're supposed to go this way. How out is the bridge? Let's go find out. Well, it does seem really and truly out. Guess we'll be routing around this. Nice big shoulder, and you're not on it for long. We crossed back over, crossed the Cohocton and Curtis. Should be able to rejoin the route. That's my recommendation. Yep, that dumped us right back out on the route. That was good. Seeing some clouds that make me think there's rain coming, but try to stay optimistic. We'll see. We got the gear. And feeling okay. Not feeling like a powerhouse. Not feeling too bad either, because it kind of puts along like this all day. And yeah, the smells are nice. It's fresh grass, honeysuckle, and lilac. The smells I keep getting. So the Cohocton River goes into the Chemung. Chemung in the Susquehanna down to the bay. Nice little headwater stream, I guess. And here's our Another flight control, a helicopter in front of a, what, a VFW or something? A Huey? Is that a Huey? Is it a Louis? Dewey? There it is. Flight number 3. This is just off the route, but I'm a sucker for a old one-lane bridge. I don't know why. They're just cool, right? I guess I should turn around and get back on the route. Yeah, 1897. It's worth looking at. Patented Phoenix columns. What does that mean? Town Savona. Coming up on Bath. There's the green downtown. We call it Pulteney Square or something. Let's see if there's a bike shop open in this town. Well, at least they were open, but a little much for what I'm hoping to do here. Just want like a little reading light, not a headlight. Alright, now we're heading towards Hammondsport of Keuka Lake to the Curtis Museum, and that's the next flight. Flight themed control. Cutting across the valley down Fish Hatchery Road, still south of Keuka Lake. So far that rain's holding off here. I would end up going back kind of the back way into Hammondsport, but this triangle here, so make a right at the triangle, which of course it is a triangle, so you got that. But it says at the Pleasant Valley Inn, but you don't see a sign that it's the Pleasant Valley Inn coming from this way, I don't think. Let's take a look. Yeah, there's no indication that this is, I mean, it is Pleasant. It is in a valley, but you don't know coming down this road that's the Pleasant Valley Inn. So this is what it looks like. I like these barrels here. Maybe head towards the, what's this place called? This red and white structure right across the street. There's the sign that says Pleasant Valley Inn, but we don't see it. So, need a new cue. Pinehurst Inn. It's red and white. I don't know. I mean it's kind of hard. So just say right at the triangle. If you're looking for a triangle that has a sign for Pleasant Valley Inn, you're not going to see it. Alright, we're just about at the next control, the Curtis Museum. Let's check it out. Our control. Control 4 for flight in the Finger Lakes. I'm not going to show the plane from this angle. I think there's a question control on it, so I'm not going to show it. But this is the museum. Let's go check out that airplane. Pretty cool. There we go. Glenn Curtis was born here in Hammondsport. Blue airplanes and hydroplanes. First kilometer flight. I think it happened right here in this valley. If you go to the Finger Lakes Boating Museum, they also have a thing about Curtis. I guess he had some fast boats. Alright, we're in Hammondsport, south side of Keuka Lake. We're going to be hugging the shore on East Lake Road as much as we can, so we'll be jumping on and off of this road and down in the residential road quite a bit. I think it's like 20 miles or something like that of on and off. Hopefully that's better than, yikes, hopefully that's better than staying on this road. This road itself is meh. At least you get down there near the water, see some sights, get some Finger Lakes into this Finger Lakes ride. That'd be good. So I don't think it's going to be a repeated bunch of climbs down to the lake and back, but it's going to, you know, I think this road kind of drops down closer to the lake and we'll pop back up and down. I think there's like 600 feet of climbing over this 600 or over this 20 miles. That's not too bad. But it's all little, it's every little jump up and down to the lake and back up. I think this is it? Let's take a look. Uh-oh, looks like I missed it. It may be mislabeled. It might be South Lake Road. Let me see if I missed the road or just that sign. We'll see in a minute. And that breaks my streak. I was doing well not looking at the map, but I was like, I know we're supposed to be down there. Let me check. I couldn't help myself. And I'm glad I did, because otherwise I wouldn't be doing much in the way of pre-riding if I just kept riding this route without going down on that road. And the finding is, yep, it's not called East Lake. It's called South Lake. So, sign says South Lake Road, 0.8 miles after the quick fill. And there's the sign, South Lake Road. So that's got to change. More bumpy than the road up ahead, but it's up above, but it's more pleasant in general. Better views, I'll say. And what else? Less traffic. Less traffic, that's the main thing. A nice little spot. So I guess the thing to do is look to see where does this start to become referred to as East Lake Road. Right now it's just South Lake Road. Interestingly, on the next cue sheet, it starts talking about it as South Lake Road at 85.1 miles. So I just got to change a couple of these cues. It must change to East Lake Road at about 85.4 because, well, maybe it does. That's when it changes on the cue sheet again. So we'll check it out. This is nice, and if this was a hot day, be kind of sheltered in here. Pretty nice. Main road here, 54, and now it says East Lake. This is East Lake. So all you gotta know is the first little bump off the 54 is South Lake. After that it's East Lake. Probably will stay East Lake no matter how many times we bump up and down on it. Between East Lake and 54, it'll always be 50 or East Lake. Quite pretty. Well, I'm having a couple of thoughts as I go along these sort of exclusive properties along one of the central lakes of the region, you know, part of it is just appreciation for the lovely places. Either a quaint little spot or not a palace, but you know, an obviously more than adequate place. They're all probably very much out of my reach and just to be gawked at and appreciated, I guess. And as I haven't seen a car here driving on the road yet, but you know, some older folks walking around, and it's like, you won at life, sir. These are beautiful places. And a little envy. I feel a little envious, like, geez, I wish I could have that. That'd be great. And then there's another part of me, it's just like, how dare you, sir? How dare you take this wonderful lake as your own? It's sort of like an exclusive place, you know? Anyway, try to look on the bright side and just enjoy the bike ride. How about that? This road just keeps going up and down, and but not in a bad way, and just like this roller coaster, not perpetual motion, but you don't have to do much. It's just like whee, and a little up, whee. You just go up a little bit and then down, up a little bit and then down, just tens of feet, and it's just fun. Looks like we got a bit of a one-lane road situation up here. Should be passable though. No reroute. About 100 miles in. Penny in here. We're gonna go by the Best Western in the middle of town, which is gonna be the start of the 600. Gonna be the sleep stop for the 600 too. So it's gonna be a clover leaf with one, I think it's a little less than 400k loop, or one a little bit more than 200. I think that's right. Been cruising down these lake roads. I just kind of zoned out. Can't take pictures of every house, but just kind of enjoy that whole 20-mile stretch. And it was tailwind, the whole 9 yards. It was just a joy. I think I'll be paying for that on the return back to Ithaca. I think I'll have some headwinds, but couldn't help but enjoy that. Started getting a little bit of rain here. Not a lot. Got 13 miles or so to the next control in Geneva. Kind of cooling and feels all right. I might have too much clothes on. Might have to shed a little bit. All right, Seneca Lake over there. Geneva at the north side of it. We're heading that way. Flying along on this tailwind. I'm loving it till I don't. Till I have to turn around and go back. That won't be great. Coming into Geneva now. I'm at the Burn Dairy here in Geneva. Don't think this has anything to do with flight. And I ate already, so I'm just going to keep going through the park, at the top of the lake, and then just keep going on through, so we go through Montezuma, or by Montezuma, and then over to Auburn, and that's the next control. So on we go. All right, looks like they put some new signs in here. Sprucing up the lake shore here. It's like won't have any problem going through the park. It's still pretty early. Take this all the way past the marina and under the busy road. Stay off the road here. If you didn't know what that was, it'd be a pretty weird monument. The Welcome Center. A good place to go if you're frozen. Looks like I'm gonna head into a headwind here a little bit. That's not awesome. The rain seems to be following me along. That's not great either. Oh well, glad I brought all the stuff. A little bit of a hunchback here, I guess, to get over the road or under the road. It's kind of neat to know about this path, but I don't know that it's any better than the road. What's this, the Seneca River, I guess? Seneca Canal. We avoided some traffic with that, so that's kind of neat. It's in the spirit with that kind of routing, so just roll along here. I think this comes out on a road somewhere. That's the Ring Your Bell Bridge. This is the Veterans Bridge. There they are. Coming into Montezuma here. The region, the area of Montezuma. We'll stop at that Circle K up here, use the facilities. We'll continue on to Auburn. I'm in Auburn. Still drizzly, it's getting dark, everything's on. Reflective stuff's on, lights are on. Yep, everything's looking good. So, on to the Venice Baptist Church. Okay, right after that control, you come down south on Donning Ave, and it's a left on Clymer. So that's Clymer over there. You're supposed to turn left. And the cue sheet says straight. And continue on Clymer, which would take you the wrong way. So it's a left on Clymer. Alright, you probably can't see it, but back there, Harriet Tubman's house, I guess. The Major Taylor Bike Club comes up here from Chicago, and this is one of their stops, along with the place down in the middle of town where it's like a monument or a memorial. She's buried in the cemetery here. A different kind of flight. So there you go. Flight from slavery. Now, down 31st in the dark. Back towards Ithaca.